Kirwan's Game Store, the best place in gaming.
Alright, we're going to get this match underway here. And I believe, yes, Vincent has drawn to 6 cards in hand. Taking the draw for his turn. He will be playing first. He's going to start with a Mermelio, activating her effect. Searches at the bottomless. Almost not that good against Geargil all the time, but if they want to play aggressive, going second, which is oftentimes the case with the deck, they cannot do that through the power of bottomless, which is quite strong. He's going to follow that up with an upstart, putting Sam at 9,000. And follow that up with a Pot of Duality. Lots of deck thinning here for Vincent. Shows an Ignition, an Artifact Sanctum, and a Fire Formation Tenki. There's that F coming into work there for the fat deck list. He's going to add Bear to his hand off of Tenki. Shuffle his deck some. Probably end up setting bottomless along with that other trap, which I believe is a wiretap here. And he's going to go for 3 back rows before he passes the turn back to Sam. He's gone +2 on this turn, so he's got 8 cards total to his name if you're counting the Tenki. Sam has got 6. Obviously, a spot where you can stick an Exciting Knight if you feel your opponent has no response, but the chances are slim. Sam's going to start off by setting 1 monster and 2 back rows before passing back to Vince. If Vince does have a wiretap here, I imagine he just snaps, sticks the bear on board, tends to get that engine going. Duality, activated from Vincent, reveals a Bagel Talk, Duality, and bear. I think he just wants to grab Duality here. Even though it can, he's just going to grab okay, he's going to grab a second bear. I feel like he might have wanted to grab Duality there, but he opted not to. Perhaps his only other monster in his hand is bear, so he just wants to have another monster going just in case things don't go as he wishes. He will summon the bear here. We'll see if Sam has a response. I imagine he does. He's going to attempt a bottomless it. Is there a wiretap here from Vincent is the question. Perhaps. Nope, there is not. He has that second bear in hand now, though, which could cause problems for Sam. Sam's hand MK2, Arsenal, Accelerator, Soul Charge. Not very defensive. He's going to have to go on the offensive here if he wants to get anything done. Not where Geargil like to be, but he's going to summon Arsenal as the first play of his turn. This is responded to with the bottomless. That is fine, says Sam. Sam touches cards, just passes back. Perhaps he doesn't have an armor set here. Bear, summoned for Vince. Knew he had that. He's going to activate the effect of Bear. King of Tenki, find out what that set card is. It's Geargiano. Vincent's still ahead on advantage here. I believe he's got 4 in hand. No, 3 in hand. Going to attack directly for 16, putting Sam down to 74. Going to search out another Tenki. Rough spot to be in. As Sam right now, as we said, his hand is not very responsive. It's going to go down to 58 actually after the attack from Mermelio. Sam wants to be aggressive, but Vince just keeps getting this advantage here. He's going to search Wolf Bark off of the Tenki. Sam's going to have to get something going next turn because Vincent is out advantaging the Geargia here. Not something you see every day. Sam's going to draw for his turn. I didn't get to see what it is. It was an ice hand. That's how many cards are in Vincent's hand. That's 3, so he does have 7 to his name. To Sam's, I believe, 5. Yeah, Sam's got 5. He's going to set the ice hand. Or not. Thinks about it. He's going to summon ice hand here. He knows there's not a bottomless. Bottomless is gone, so he's going to swing the ice hand. And Mermelio gets deprisoned. Easy response there from Vincent. No real questions to ask there. Somebody offers you an ice hand, you do give them the deprison. Mermelio comes in first, putting Sam down to 4,200. See if Bear comes in next. That'll drop Sam down to 2,500. So Sam taking a lot of damage here. I think at this point, as Sam, you might just want to be. You might want to try and do. You might want to go for the X-Ton plan, even though I don't even know if they'll win in the game. He knows that there's a Wolf Bark in Vincent's hand, now there's a second Bear to go along with it. Along with what appears to be a Wiretap. I'm going to set a card and pass the turn back to Sam here. Sam drew what appears to be a 7 tools, I believe. He's going to summon MK2. Activate its effect. Gets Geargiano here. It's going to overlay for a rank 3. Zen Mines will not help him here, even though he does run a lot of people like Zen Mines because it is good against the hands, but it's not terribly good against double Bear. It's got Soul of the Silver Mountain, can help him put plays through. Could also potentially run over Mermelio. It's just going to go for Zen Mines. It's going to be met with a Blackhorn, so did something. It wasted an out here. Let's see if Sam has anything to follow it up with, though. He's got Soul Charge, which he can activate for 2 at most. Probably, yep, goes for 2 here. We have 2 level 3s. That brings Sam down to 500 life points. I think he might be out of options, though. I feel like Zen Mines is the one you would have wanted to end on just because of that Bear. Maybe bait the back row with the Soul of the Silver Mountain instead, but it's going to activate Soul here. And Nightmare is going to get chained to Soul's effect. I believe that's probably going to seal the game here. As I imagine, yeah, we'll be moving on to game 2. Sam packs it up. Vincent Silverman with Fat takes game 1 versus Sam Madani. This is the power of the deck that Kevin and Vincent built. It's a deck that gets to run the artifact cards for their broken plussing engine, as well as the trap tricks for their strong defensive engine, but it runs the Fire Fists instead of running hands to deal with cards like Geargi Armor and, you know, the like big monsters. So looking at Sam's side deck, he will be going first in this matchup. He has 2 Effect Veilers, 2 Max Cs, 1 Needle Sealing, 1 Blackhorn of Heaven, 1 Debunk, 1 D-Fisher, 1 Soul Drain, 1 Macro, Cosmos, 1 Nobleman of Crossout, 2 Mystical Space Typhoons, and 2 Rivalry of Warlords. We saw Nick activate Rivalry of Warlords against Kelly in the last round to reasonable success in response to an Ice Hand. I'm wondering if Sam will side it here. I think he just put a Veiler in his deck. Obviously, it's an out to Bear, which pulled through for Vincent in game 1. Sam's going to look back at his side deck, make sure that he likes everything. Yeah, I believe the Veilers were put in. The Rivalries were not. As for Vincent's side deck, I cannot find his deck list. Despite continuing to look, Sam looks back at his side deck. I believe he took out some wiretaps here. He's got some hands there that he potentially took out. I guess he only runs 2 and 2, so I assume he took out all of his hands because he doesn't have any extra ones on his side. Still gonna try and find Vincent's deck list though while we have his time, but oh, I believe I have found it. There it is, Vincent's deck list. The elusive. Yeah, your deck is on
Yeah,
screen.
I know, my deck's so good. The only cards in his list and my list that are different are 4 cards, and they're both, and 2 of them are in the extra, like one of them in the extras, and one of them is inside. What are they playing?
Gear.
Oh, Vinny.
We're gonna. All right, so Sam starts off by setting 2 back rows and
That's not that strong though, especially like Vinny plays 9 ways. Like, honestly, I would take the.
He's gonna take Bear here.
Does he have Tanky in hand already?
I don't know. I'll have to wait and see. I mean, this is turn 1, so.
Yeah, I don't know why he would take Bear over any of the other cards.
Well, I mean,
he has a Sanctum in
Sanctum's
hand.
not going to help him here.
Yeah, he also has one in hand.
Alright, so let's see. He's going to activate Nobleman.
okay.
Okay, so yeah,
The bear was definitely
very strong here.
Yeah, I would have
He's
just
gonna-
snapped the Nobleman on the table though, because like it's like, well, let's make sure the Nobleman resolves.
Definitely, even though there are many outs to
Yeah,
make,
no,
but
like, it's
it
just, like,
it could help you
compulse
mold
and,
your
like-
other plays,
Yeah, Compulse and like other things, and like I just play against Girgia, like they did the same.
He's gonna Sanctum now. Not Sanctum. He's gonna Ignition now, targeting one of Sam's back rows blindly. It is a Fiendish Chain.
I mean, that doesn't matter.
This will
like,
allow him to set a card.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. Blind
Yeah.
Sanctuming is not bad just because it is a +1.
yeah.
This will allow him to set Eagle Talk from his deck.
Okay, I think he has multiple
Oh,
copies.
yep, there's another Sanctum and another Ignition. This is a really strong opening here
Yeah.
for Vincent.
Yeah, he's a champ.
Allows him to set his
And he's
Moral Talk,
now he's gonna summon the bear and swing
Yep.
for 16. He's gonna
get
get
his Tanky.
Yeah.
Bear comes in for 16, dropping Sam down to 64. This is the power of the Fat deck. This is what Fat does.
Honestly, when I saw Giordano win their top 4 with the Fire Fist Trap Tricks deck without any artifacts, I was like, how do you make that more powerful and consistent?
Well, yeah, because it's the Fire Fist monsters are more proactive than the hand monsters,
yeah.
and they can deal with the threat. They can deal with all the threats the hands can't.
Yeah, it's like he wasn't playing hands; he was just playing the. He was playing kind of like +1 Fire Fist.
Yeah, I remember the deck.
Yeah, the only problem with it I saw was like you can open up like Diana, like it's just like the same problem with heads, but this version doesn't really have it because it just plays generic +1 cards.
Alright, so Sam's gonna draw. He drew for his turn. He's gonna set a monster. That is not the position you want to be in as the Girgia player right
Vinny
now.
wins right now because he literally can just flip all of his cards, summon them all to the table, pop his monster, summon another card.
Does he have an MST?
He set the Beagle
Oh
Talk.
yeah, I forgot he had Sanctum. Yeah. So during the end phase, he's gonna Sanctum.
For Beagle Talk.
Did you run 2 Beagle Talks?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna summon a Beagle Talk. That's gonna destroy the other Beagle Talk. I'm guessing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which then destroys the Moral Talk. Then that's gonna summon the Moral Talk.
I think Beagle Talk's only once per turn. I don't
Is he
know.
once per turn?
I think he.
Oh, his destruction is, yeah, okay.
I think Vinny might just be
Pleiadesing here.
yeah, or no, he has to. Why wouldn't he bear pop? There's no reason
Oh
not.
yeah, I forgot about that.
He
yeah.
drew another Nobleman. You better.
Yeah, Vinny, very strong hand here. I think he's gonna take this game very
very easily.
very quickly here. We'll see though. I mean, I don't think it's game yet. Beagle Talk, how much attack points are Beagle Talk?
14, so that's
So
17.
28, 38, 40.
No, it's 39 and then 46. 46 altogether. So if you just summoned the fucking Moral Talk, you would have won.
No swearing.
My bad. Oops.
Yeah, I
hear
didn't
that.
think he. Okay, so those are both 17s, 34.
He could just make.
40.
Honestly, he should just make Pleiades right now. And like.
What is that?
Uh,
62 total?
Yeah, Pleiades and like Cardinal. Or he doesn't play Cardinal because he should summon Pleiades and Rhapsody. No. I don't know what he should just. Oh, okay.
Okay, Cowboy for game. Yeah, he was at 200 life points, Sam. But now he's gonna lose in game 2, being 2-0'd by Fat.
Do you want me to bring Vinny down here so we can talk about the deck?
Yeah, you guys can come down here and talk about the deck totally.
Alright.
Yeah, so we're gonna have a little interview here with Vinny in a second. And yeah, that was round 6, guys. Went by very quickly. Be back in just a second. There we go. Hey guys, anyone out there? It's gonna be on YouTube later, by the way.
Oh my god, YouTube! It's not like I've never been on YouTube before.
We're here with Vinny, who just won his feature match with Fat, and Kevin, who is also running Fat. They're both here to give their collective input on the deck, since they both ran it and created it together. I guess Kevin created it.
Kevin put a lot of bad cards in it.
Kevin put a lot of bad cards in it.
I probably did. Well,
like not Blackhorn heaven.
So
I don't like Blackhorn either.
Originally, I was talking to you about originally the idea sparked when I saw my friend Giordano, his deck list from ARG Washington, and he was playing Trap Tricks Fire Fist. And I thought that was a good idea. I just wanted to have more control in that, because the Trap Tricks rosters are good. It's just like their pluses are only as good as what's left in your deck.
And what's on the board.
Yeah,
at
and
the same time.
what's on the board. They can't deal with established fields, but Fire Fist can deal with established fields. And artifacts just stop them from making an established field.
Yeah, and if you want to deal with an established field with the hands, if you want to be proactive with your hands, you literally have to be running them into monsters.
And
and people are getting smarter with that.
Yeah, and
so
nobody.
if you're making aggressive plays with Bear rather than just setting a hand and waiting 15 million turns
And hoping
for
that they
them
just make a
to-
bunch of gear giggins and run into it.
Yeah, it gives you more control in how your plays are gonna go.
And it lets you play the deck more. It lets you play the game more tempo based, and it cuts down on all it cuts down the bad cards from the deck. So we can fit cards like Upstart Goblin just to make the deck thinner, Power Duality, and all these other good cards. We're only playing 2 Wiretap though, which is I don't like 3 because you could draw it just. At the most unopportune time, you just draw Wiretap, and it's wow, this is terrible. And then that's.
I mean, I don't do that.
Well, you top deck knock.
That might be a you problem.
Yeah, it's definitely a me problem. But when designing a deck for myself, I put in cards to counteract.
And we
how
both played the exact same list because we figured, well, regardless of which one of us is right about certain things, one of us is right, so we might as well just agree on something, and that's why we're only playing 2 Wiretaps. That's why we're siding 3 debunk and 3 knock.
Well, I'm siding 2 debunk. You're siding 3.
Well, yeah, but that's you're gonna be siding 3 debunk.
Yeah.
That's
and also because you both feel that the deck is really strong.
Yeah.
It's better to just both agree on a list that's very similar.
Yeah.
Because it increases. Both of you have a higher chance to top that way. Yeah. At least one of you is going to top because you feel the deck is strong enough to compete against everything. And so you don't want to be all right, well, your deck isn't quite up to what I feel is good, so I'm going to change my deck completely. And then,
you mess up, and, if you... Basically, we're both playing, because me and him are almost at the same skill level. He's probably...
I'm Kevin Halligan, YCS topper.
I'm Kevin Halligan. I've topped a YCS.
Yeah,
so Vincent's near my skill level.
Yeah, no, okay, no, he's just we're both at equal skill levels with this format, and you play Yu-Gi-Oh more than I do. With this format, and if we're both going into the same tournament playing the exact same list, and like the only cards that were different from our decks were 2 cards in the extra deck and 1 card in the side deck, or 2?
2.
2.
You're
Okay.
playing the Majesty's Fiend, and I'm playing the Deep Bone. Something like that.
Yeah, so like 3
It's
cards,
like,
3 or 4
cards.
Yeah, 3 or 4 card difference.
And it should be the same list. It's just Kevin can't borrow enough cards, apparently.
Kevin's never borrowing Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
No, never, not my whole deck.
And also, if you were both playing the same list, that makes it really easy to test because, like, it's not like, well, this card works really well. Well, I don't play that card. So.
And you also
it's-
get to share the results
Yeah.
of testing,
so
so you're
it's-
doing twice the testing per one
And,
person.
and if we both, if we
By twice the testing, I mean
2
your
times 0
Yeah, I was
is still
gonna
0.
say. Yeah, you're getting twice the testing in that. Vincent's testing and Kevin
Yeah.
is not. So yeah, and Kevin's not.
well, like, and also if we go to the same local with the same deck, we're playing the same local with the same deck, so at least one of us will top.
Yeah.
Because like the deck's strong enough to compete with all the decks right now. It's just it loses to unfair things like.
And that's why
Yeah.
we put in Blackhorn, because we went to a local, like, a couple days ago, and we lost to, like, what, Irgias, Sylvans, but no mirrors, because the mirrors just simple card interaction. So we're like, well, if all we're losing is to unfair things, let's put in cards that just stop unfair things. So we put in, like Blackhorn, Dark Hole,
And
Yeah, Dark Hole obviously, because even as powerful as Bear is not going to be able to respond to the Felgran field that
Yeah.
everybody loves
sometimes
putting
the
up on
fields
its
are
own.
unbearable.
Unbearable.
I made that joke in the card, and he hit me.
Well, like, what deck would you say is the worst matchup for
dragons.
Blue deck?
Dragons.
Hands.
I say dragons because dragons can play. Dragons have we only have 6. We really only have 6 monsters in our deck. The 3 bears, 2 Murmelios, and the 1 Wolfbark. So dragons have these 4 monsters that just keep recurring, and they have this card called Skill Drain, which just keeps them on the field. And bear and Skill Drain don't really get along.
That's unbearable.
Yeah, but like we're also siding 2 full houses because
Full House is so good.
because
It
I,
just works because, like, you're playing the tankies, so you have all the face-up
The fodder,
cards,
yeah.
and then it's like, well, you don't have enough back row, so I'm just gonna pop my Moral Tox on your turn, and I'm going to just blow you out. And
it would
it's a great feeling.
yeah,
You
and
can side Defission, that's something Hat can't.
yeah
Because
yeah.
hands have to go to the graveyard, bear things
Tanky
don't.
doesn't mind. Yeah,
So-
doesn't care. Yeah.
The only
That was
thing
the side
the,
Defission perfectly.
the only thing that I don't like that we can't side deck is Soul Drain right now, but like.
Because that just
Are you
Smash
when
the
you
dragons.
when you make a deck, you have to look at all the cards you can side deck, and like the strongest side deck I think right now is Geargia, because Geargia literally can side deck every
Yes,
single card.
there's
They can
nothing
side
that
deck.
they conflict
They
with
can side
except
deck.
Skill Drain.
Yeah, they can side
Why
deck
would they?
Rivalry. They can side deck Goes and Match. They can side deck
Defission,
Defi-
Backcracker,
Defi-
Soul Drain.
yeah, and like all these just really
Hands.
unfair cards. Plus, they play the 20 trap cards as well to make them more unfair. And that's the most popular deck right now. People have said it's the best deck, but in my opinion, there's no really best deck in this format. It's just what deck is most represented and what deck throughout the day has the best matchups.
Yeah.
Which is Geargia. So, like, we figured, well, hands versus Fire Fist. Like, Fire Fists are going to be better against Geargia. They're going to be better against, like, not that much else.
They're better
but-
against dragons, I'd say too, because dragons oftentimes
Yeah.
leave themselves with an open field on turn 1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And then you're
they can
able to stick the
capitalize
bear.
off
You're
of
able to
that.
stick the bear and get
Yeah,
free
when you
advantage
can
off
do
it.
that, it's like
Yeah, and I mean, just swinging with the hand against dragons. I mean,
It's like, it's okay,
just
it's
Stardust
damage,
bait
but-
anyway, though. They just summon Stardust a lot anyway. I would say
Yeah.
Bear is definitely better in that matchup.
yeah, and it lets you play Lance. That's the other
And
thing
Lance
there,
is a
too.
very powerful
Lance
card,
is-
yeah.
Lance plus Bear is like the
Lance is
Yeah.
really strong right now because of Geargia is playing like 3 wiretaps
Yeah,
and 2
Rim's
7 tools.
getting really.
And like even if they Fiendish Chain my bear, like yeah, that's kind of rough. That's why I lost my round 4 matches, because the kid Fiendish Chain my bear. But it's just Lance lets you just go over it. It lets you go over Breakthrough Skill. It just protects it from all these cards that like Bottomless is very powerful right now. Searches
Yeah.
like
It's also a damage step trick
Yeah.
in case
Yeah.
you need it, which is
Yeah.
always good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those
It
are
can't be
always
stopped
good.
by wiretap and stuff.
Yeah.
That's another good thing is like a lot of the cards, a lot of the really powerful cards in the deck don't get hit by wiretap. Like we're playing like 16 spells and 13 traps,
Yeah.
so a lot of the power plays in the deck are just like Ignition on Beagle Tech, Tenki into like Wolf Bark. And
Just
like,
simple-
Those are the exceed
It's just
plays.
simple +1s. Like, you know why the +1 Fire Fist was so good? Because it was consistent at getting advantage. And it was consistent at just
And
putting-
they're just
putting
They're
pressure.
just stuck, and you just
Yeah.
stuck.
Yeah.
Stuck around forever. All right,
Yeah.
so Vinny's going to make it to top 8, I imagine, and you might make it. to
Yeah,
top 8.
I was at table 5 and I lost.
So,
And
like,
I won, so.
I imagine Mermails are X1.
Mm-hmm.
They'll make it to top 8. Bujin will make it to top 8.
Gear-
Geargia, obviously, are
Yeah.
making it to top
Yeah.
8. I don't know what else, though.
Books.
Spellbook's
No, I don't think Spellbook, 'cause he lost last round, so I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So, if
Oh.
Madolche maybe, I haven't talked to Ryan yet, but assuming Madolche too, I guess.
I mean, like,
If you were,
Scrap Iron
like-
Scarecrow's pretty good
Mud-
against Bear.
Yeah, Scrap Iron Scarecrow.
The only deck
shout
actually
out.
we haven't tested against is Madolche's.
If you had to
And we
play
just
against,
assumed that like we're making a lot of really good cards. So Madolche's like every person I've asked, especially people that play Madolche's, have told me that Madolche's are a bad deck. So
if you had to play against, if you like in top 8, would you rather like start off playing against Madolche, Bujin, Geargia, or what was the fourth one?
Mermail.
Mermail, yeah. One of those.
me personally, I probably want to play against Mermail just because I've played that deck for like 2 years. I know like exactly how it works, and like it would just be like a really easy matchup for me.
Possibly.
And
Bear's interaction with Mermails is not the best though.
Yeah. It's just
It's all right.
It's not-
we
yeah,
have
it's-
it.
it's
We,
alright,
we
but it's not
also
amazing.
we also covered ourselves with our sideboard. We're starting triple debunks, knock, and like
D Fisher.
D-Fisher.
D Fisher.
Yeah, D-Fisher just shuts down Mermails, and like you open that card against them, and they literally can't do anything. The only problem is like Nick could have the MST.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
he,
just-
he mains MSTs. The Bujin player doesn't main like. I mean, I just lost.
Doesn't
to,
main MSTs.
I just lost to him because it was really a die roll thing. Like if I
Very
was
often is in
going
Yu-Gi-Oh.
first game 3, and I like flipped a full house and destroyed 5 of his cards, like it would not have been a game.
So you're sticking with
So,
Mermails. as
I'm
the deck you're going
sticking
play
with
as.
Mermails. I could probably. I mean, if I drew like I did like.
Pick any of those. What would you?
Probably Bujins. Honestly, I feel really comfortable against that deck. I don't feel like
I
that.
feel comfortable when you play against him. He's just
That's
like,
regardless. Like,
Bujin Carnation. Bujin
like
Carnation.
yeah, Bujin Carnation's a really powerful card. It's just you need to know how to play against that deck, and I feel like the reason it did so well in the previous because
So well.
it won 2 events. I don't know.
It's important to put pressure on them early.
Yeah.
It's important to get rid of Yamato and then not just be like, okay, I got rid of Yamato, we're winning. No, it's
But-
important you
but-
get rid of Yamato and then start to try and kill them as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like the
Also
reason
is
I
unfair.
would say Bujins was because like I'm a very very big spellbook fanatic, and I play
have a
triple
lifetime of
yeah,
defeating Bujin,
Yeah,
I imagine,
I have
with spellbooks.
never lost to Bujin. Like it's just Kaiku goes in against that deck.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and
You're
like,
not playing
Fate
Kaiku.
goes in against
yeah,
that deck.
Fate and Kaiku just wreck that deck completely, and then like your other cards that aren't so unfair against them still just put it over the top.
Yeah.
Like Wisdom puts it over the top, Power puts it over the top. But you never want to. Another thing against Bujins people don't understand is unless you're playing dragons, you really don't want to swing into Yamato.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you just kind of want to like
And-
let it chill there and like do its own thing until you can just
Until you can just
kill the
overpower
board.
them
This deck
easily.
has a lot of ways to get Yamato off the board. Like Moral Tech doesn't,
Doesn't target,
target,
correct, yeah.
Pleiades doesn't destroy. Tiger King, if you well no Tiger King's
Yeah, he's not
a
doing
beast
anything.
warrior. You can
Cardinal.
make Rhapsody. Rhapsody gets you can make Cardinal. I can't.
Yeah, and another
You're
reason.
running Cardinal?
Yeah, because
Because one of the fun games of this deck is how many turns can Wolfbard stay on the field?
it stays on the field for a while.
The answer is usually like
Alright.
more than 3.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, no
No
problem.
problem.
It's always great to see you guys. And hopefully we'll see you guys in top 8, and you'll
Yeah.
play Mermails, and you'll play Blue.
Or I'll play.
Hey, if you make
I'll
it in
play
top
Mermails
8, there's a
and we'll
good
both
chance
lose.
you might be 8th
Yeah,
seed, and then
yeah.
you would play against Bujin.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's either Girgia or Bujin.
Yeah.
I'd rather have the Bujin matchup because, like, even though the Girgia matchup's still like in my favor, like, it's still like
It can
it's-
go other way.
yeah,
It can turn really
this-
quickly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this whole like,
I'm gonna cross out.
Yeah, but it can turn quickly for them too. They're just like gear during your end phase. I win first, and you're like, oh well, okay, good game, Evan.
yeah, no, it's a very if they open slow, if they open like not aggressive, then I have a good chance of doing well. But if they open like very push and like my deck does reacts very like aggressive.
Yeah, you're not as reactive as the hand deck because
Yeah.
you're playing with Bear. You're playing with a more
Yeah,
offensive engine.
yeah, I wanna have more cards than them at all times.
All right, well, we'll see you guys later.
Yep.
Have a good time, and we'll be back with top 8.